We have toured many houses and seen different designs, and very few of them can be said to be timeless pieces of architecture. This house can be put in the past, the present, and the future, and it would still pass the test of time. This English manor is located in the outskirts of Nanyuki, and you have a 5-bedroom main house with a 2-bedroom annex standing on 18 acres of land, going for 300 million Kenya shilling. On this side, you have views of Mount Kenya, and on the other side, you have very clear views of the Aberdare. Let's get the show started so that we can see what this property is all about. Friends and family, welcome to today's episode, and today's tour is inspiring and motivating. In fact, I would say one of a kind episode. You have the gate sitting on this side, and then you have a long driveway because you're sitting on a huge property. Then that leads you to the front of your property, where you have this circular, almost like a roundabout area that serves as part of your parking. And Willis earlier on had a very good idea of how you would do a water feature at the center of this roundabout.
Yes, I would definitely have one of those molded water fountains sitting here so that you can act like a roundabout. And then you can add a little bit of soundtrack to your entrance as you come to your house.
It reminds me of a property we toured in Machakos that had a water feature right off the entrance.
Oh yes,
and
of the estate, yeah?
Yes. And I can see how this would look like that, yeah?
Definitely.
Yes, and with the long driveway, it would feel like you're opening into a Garden of Eden, a sort of a paradise, you know? And we'll be talking about the specs later on. And on this side, you have the pool house and the swimming pool a bit far off the house, just to give you the idea of the space that you have over here. In fact, on this side, you have a bigger area that you can use as your garden, and then you have the farmhouses on that side and the staff quarters, and they also have an area where they are farming herbs. We'll talk more about that later on. On this side, we have the house facade, and it is a very striking type of architecture. This will pass well for an English manor. What do you think, Willis, about this type of architecture?
I definitely agree.
Yes.
And this is one of those architectural designs that are timeless.
Yes.
I would definitely see how this house will also look good in the next 20 years, 40 years, 30 years. Like it will age well.
The house has been standing for quite a long time, and as Willis is saying, you add another 20 years to it with proper maintenance, it will still look, or rather it will still stand out amongst many others.
Yes.
It is a 5-bedroom main house that comes with a studio on this side, and then you have a 2-bedroom annex on this other side. So in total, you have almost what you'd call a 8-bedroom. By using a bright stucco, they have really made the house stand out, and I like how that complements the white windows. In fact, they blend in so well. You know, sometimes it's hard to have bright colors blending well, but in this case they have really blended well. And then you have these creepers that add some warmth to the house. Overall, it is a really amazing property. Moving on to this side, you have your main entrance, well covered. And just before we move on with this, I've just remembered that you even have a compass above the house, just to remind you that the house has observed the rules of Feng Shui, with the house sitting north and facing south, which means that this house enjoys proper sunlight around the clock.
Yes. I think that's a good placement because whether the sun is rising in the east or setting on the west, you still have sun coming into your house.
That's for sure. You get to enjoy the sunrise and the sunsets. On this side, you have your porch, well covered, and then you have your main door on this side, and we'll be seeing a lot of wood in this house. And then you have your grand foyer, and on this side you have a vanity and the powder, then a door that leads to the mudroom and the annex that you're going to see later on. On this side, you have the staircase leading you to the next level. You have the TV room on that side and the living space on that side. We are going to see that later. Let's start with this side where you have this door that opens to the kitchen space. Welcome to the kitchen, very spacious with an island, and this is a functional one. And I like how they incorporated sockets despite it being a wooden top.
Yes, yeah. I feel like they did their best with making it a functional island.
Yes.
And I like the fact that they really did that. Even at the top, you see how they're using the covering at the top, just to hold pots, pans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ray said that watu wa mulima will hang meat over here.
Because there are hooks.
Yeah, because of the hooks. So as Willis is saying, you have it's a functional island because you have this sink. And then over here, you even have somewhere to throw the trash as you're prepping your meals.
Yeah.
And on the side, you have a space for a fridge. You have an oven and even a microwave on this side. Then you have a pantry space on this side. And moving on to this side, you have a board here. I'm assuming this is why they line up the meals they are going to cook. This is,
the menu.
Yeah, the menu, yeah. So
yes.
This is how you have the menu. And you also have a wet kitchen on this side, or you can also call it a chef's kitchen, and it comes with a dishwasher on this side. Of course, you can tell that this house has been there for quite a long time, based on the wooden counters and even this finishing. These are some of the things that will require some renovation.
Yes.
You have more ovens over here, and you have your burners on that side. And moving on to this side, I should have mentioned that they even have a setup here where you can lounge in the kitchen. And I can see how you can renovate this house. There's a house we're touring in Kiambu Road, and you had a very good idea of what they would do with the
definitely have a nook there. This would work best if you have a nook there, somewhere you can sit there.
Yeah.
You can have food as you're having conversations if you want to sit in the kitchen.
A proper breakfast dining area. That's a very good idea, really. And I should have mentioned about the floor. This is quite interesting and unique from what you're used to, but it serves the space well and sort of marries with the facade of the house in a beautiful way.
And I think for people who have such huge houses, they don't like removing shoes when you're coming into the house, so this floor will serve well. I even see a lot of restaurants and lodges using this kind of flooring because of serving the same purpose.
Exactly. And moving on to this side, you have this very open space and a door that leads to the studio that you're going to check in a few. And then you have these doors that open to your outdoors and this whole area that was actually a garage, formerly a garage, that the owner turned into a space that you can use to host as a lounging space. You even have doors on this side, so it is easily accessible from the outdoors, or rather from the front of the house. And you can also walk straight to the backyard.
And like you said, if you even want a big office, you can use this space as a huge office, so that people can come in without having to go through your house. This would make a very, very good office space. And now that you mentioned that, I should even point out that you even have more storage area on this side. You definitely use that for maybe like a server room.
You use this as your server. Then you have this would be a very spacious office, and I like how it has all these windows, so you're getting tons of natural light in here. And also like the colors that they went with. They have an element of warmth, or rather being warm. And again, you have all these doors, so you can imagine when you're hosting and you have all these doors open, then you have that one flow of people around the house, or around and within the house.
Earlier on, Ray said if he would have gotten this property, he would turn it into maybe a restaurant or hotel. And he mentioned that this place would be where he'd put a gaming area. So that people can come here and they can just do their gaming stuff.
This would make a proper game room. And maybe I should even add that if you wanted a man cave, this plus the studio can be your man cave. You can just close off that area from the kitchen to here, and have your man cave on this side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or even just have like a home theater somewhere. You know,
it is possible. You have so many. This is a property where all dreams are possible.
Yeah.
It is 18 acres of space. And I mean, you can do so much with it. Huh? Then you have this staircase that leads you to the studio. And as you come up the stairs, one of the things I really appreciate about this house, and I guess this is the beauty of aligning your house as per the rules of Feng Shui, is how you get a lot of natural light streaming in. These windows are not the biggest. Of course, there are many, but they're not the biggest. But you can actually imagine that you're filming with natural light.
Yeah.
And you have all that light streaming in.
Yes. And I think one of the things that excites me is to see someone who hasn't done all white walls.
Yes.
I mean, there's a variation of colors in every room that you walk in, if you have noticed.
Yeah.
Some neutral colors and some you can see it's brighter colors.
Yeah.
They were experimental with the colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of the things that you mentioned as we were walking around the property. And I have to say that this played out very well for them. Yeah. So I'm wondering, how would you use this space if you are the owner of the house?
I think maybe if I had a wife that is into arts, this would definitely be their art studio.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe convert it to a man cave.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just have a purpose for entertainment or creativity with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better get your billions, because that's what it takes to have an artsy wife.
Wasani are expensive.
Yes, they are. But we love them as they are.
Yeah.
And on this side, you have the washroom serving this studio area. Then you have a door that opens to the balcony space, and it is shared with the primary bedroom. We'll see that later on. Now let's go back to the foyer so that we can see the other side. Back at the foyer, you have the staircase taking you to the next floor. And on this side, you have a door that opens to the TV room. I like the wall-to-wall carpet that they did. And you also have a projector on that side, or you can do a screen if that is your thing. And on this other side, you have this door that opens to the sunken living lounge. And to my right, you have the study room. And I like the wooden cladding, or rather skirting, that they have done. And you even get a fire space on this side. You get these shelves that go all the way to your ceiling. It feels very, very warm.
Yeah.
Moving on to this side, you have your living lounge that comes with a fire space. I like that they added this rustic fire space that is enclosed, which means you can't have smoke coming to your living space.
Yeah. It definitely is directed all the way to the chimney.
Exactly.
And I like that you can use either charcoal or wood with this one.
Yes, this is good.
Yeah.
And your living space looks to your backyard. We're going to see that in a minute. First, let's see the dining area, and Willis was obviously complimenting how the drapes go with the walls, and he also mentioned that my suit fits the room.
Yes, it definitely matches the colors.
Yeah.
I mean, you should see how joyful I am with this one.
I even feel calm when I'm in this space.
Yeah.
And it also comes with a fire space. For those who might be wondering why you have fire spaces in every room, it's because sometimes Nanyuki, or rather these environments of Narumoro, can be cold. Yeah? And on this side, you have the door that takes you to the kitchen space that we saw earlier on. And moving back to the living space, you have these double doors that open to your backyard. And this property has just reminded me of another property that the Great Gatsby movie. Yeah? And Willis was earlier on explaining how you can extend your grounds to this side so that you can even use this as a front area.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have this as your background.
Yes.
If you want to use, let's say you're using this as a resort.
Yes. Yeah.
You can use that as grounds for wedding.
Yes.
So that you can have this as background.
Yeah.
And you know, it's beautiful to look at this house.
Yeah.
It's a timeless piece of architecture, as I said before.
Exactly.
And once these wall creepers, they are grown and taken care of, well manicured.
Yeah.
I mean, this place will look very nice, and this house will be a very huge statement piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in fact, as I was saying about the Great Gatsby movie, I remember in front of the house they had that polo area while they were playing polo, and that is the one thing that now I'm thinking of.
Oh yes, instead of just having bare gardens, you can just have a polo.
Exactly.
And even have horses in the property. I mean, this property is befitting of horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can also see how you can, if you're using this as a resort, I won't mention the resort since they have not paid for placement, but I'm just thinking of there's a resort in Karen that has very nice views of Gong Hills from the balcony. So in this case, you'll be enjoying Mount Kenya views and Aberdare's on this side.
I mean, that's magical. That's beautiful.
It's very beautiful.
All that greenery between. You can just see your neighbors and other houses. Everything you see is just greenery.
It will look really amazing. And moving on to this side, you can see some strings that they have done on the wall, and this is to help the plants, or rather the creepers, and they would obviously need a bit of trimming. The owners have not been using this property for quite a while. That is why the grounds are like this, but these are things that can be done, and you have all these open spaces that you can integrate to your indoors, and I can see how you'd make good use of it. You can walk to the kitchen garden and the pool area on that side, and on this side you have this door that opens to what is actually part of the annex. Now let's walk inside and see what you have over here. So this is like a central area. So on this side, you have the mudroom, and the mudroom is very spacious. It's not your ordinary mudroom, very spacious. Even comes with a sink on this side. So this is where you place your fishing rods once you're done fishing down the river, and you can get trout fish over there.
Yes.
Which is a good thing, yeah?
It is a good thing. And I mean, to have this in your property that you can just wake up and decide I'm going fishing and just go by the river and come back with a fish. That's amazing. Yeah.
I feel like that's how human beings are meant to live.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. You're not meant to fish in boxes.
Yeah.
So this side you have this door that opens to where you have the water closet and the vanity area, and then your foyer, where we started the show. And moving back to this side, you have this staircase that takes you to the 2 bedrooms that you're going to see in a while. And on this side, you have a laundry area, so your washing machines. It even comes with a bathroom. And then on this side, you have a storage area, and this is the lounging area for the 2-bedroom annex. Comes with a fire space. That is one of the beautiful things about this whole house. You have so many fire spaces almost in every room. And then
and again, I love how they played with colors. You can see the drapes, they are burgundy. And which they contrast with the walls. And the walls are not just white walls.
Exactly. They have really tried to be experimental with the colors, and I can tell that they got it right on the colors. Okay, so now let's move on so that we can see the 2 bedrooms upstairs. Off the landing on this side, you have bedroom number 1 on this space. They have this very thick carpet, feels comfortable when I'm walking in it, and I like how they don't have wardrobes here so that your guests can know that they're just visiting for a couple of days.
I like that they have the wall-to-wall carpets. I've literally wanted to do this like in my entire life, just to have a space that has a wall-to-wall carpet.
Feels very nice.
I'm so happy to see this.
Exactly. And on this side you have the kitchen. I really told me I cannot call this a kitchenette. It is a full kitchen. Comes with your burners, your oven, and a sink on that side. Some houses nowadays in Nairobi don't even get a sink as big as this. And this is just one of the guest houses.
And you ever have a space for a fridge
over there? And moving on to this side, you're back at the landing. So on this side, you have almost a similar space, and this one faces the pool area. And on this side, you have the bathroom. This one even comes with a tub, and then you have the shower area enclosed nicely, your water closet over there. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful space. Again, as Willis is saying about the colors, different colors in almost every room, and really say that this is the original wainscoting. Because it's wooden.
It's wooden. The other ones they use, I don't know what it is. It is silicone or something. But this is
PVC. They use PVC.
And this one is proper wood, hardwood for that matter.
It is. And moving on to this side, we have a door that opens to the balcony space for this annex area. And I like how it connects to the main house on that side. You have the water heating solar panels on the roof. That is a plus, especially because you enjoy some good amounts of sunshine over here. Then you have your kitchen garden on this side. I like that you actually get such a kitchen garden with the net and so on, yeah? Just to keep the birds off. And then you have the pool area, you can see it from here, and you have the farmhouses continuing to that side. On this side, you have views of the Aberdare ridges. I think this is one of the things I haven't emphasized on, and I should, because I'm all about the mountains, yeah? So you have the Aberdares on this side, and from the front of the property, you have Mount Kenya. It is a bit dull today, so we can't really see it clearly, but the views from here are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that, you know, when you're outside your balcony sipping your coffee, you just come out in the morning and look at this and you're like, God damn, I made it.
Yes, yes. I think I would be feeling like what Jay-Z once said. He said he wakes up at night and it feels like this can be real. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you definitely get the same feeling when you're in this property.
Exactly. Especially when it's well manicured with the grounds.
Yes.
You definitely look at that and be like, wow, this is an amazing piece of, you know, property.
You know, I walked into this property and the one property I could think of was Sovereign Suits.
Oh yes,
because I thought that was someone's house turned into a resort.
And
that is the first thing I thought about this. And I agree with Ray when he says that he would make this a hub for creatives, you know, or rather a resort. You can use it in so many ways, or you can also use it as a home. I can see it being a country home or even a main house for many people.
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you have the money and you don't mind just spending the money on something like this for maintenance, I mean, you're good to go with this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you look at it from a perspective where it can earn you more revenue, this would definitely be a good investment as well, and you can convert it to a restaurant.
Exactly. Yeah. And with the 18 acres of land, you can do so much more.
A lot. Yeah.
I was actually looking at the gardens in front of the house, and I was just seeing how weddings can be done on those gardens, photo shoots. I mean, the movies can be taken from this property. You can do a lot with this property,
And even on that idea of the movies, Ray said that they would have an outdoor movie setup. You know, one of those movie setup where you have a screen outside, and people come in with their blankets and wines, and they chill there, and just have a clear tent over it, so that it can bring, you know, that vibe. Even when it's raining, you can just stay there.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is actually a bedroom space, so it can access that balcony and therefore share it with the annex. And on this side, you have the bathroom space, and comes with a shower area and your vanity on this side, and then you have your tub and the water closet. And one thing about this space which I really like, and you also see it on the other bathroom, is that from the shower area you have this I don't know what I would call this, but it's sort of an assembly to ensure that you get light into the water closet on that side, or rather the powder room on that side. And moving on to that side, you have this door that opens back to a landing area for the upstairs section, and on this side you have another bedroom space. This one is front facing on the property, and you have the bathroom on this side with a glass enclosed shower area. Your tub is freestanding, looks amazing, looks elegant, and then you have the vanity section. And I like this setup that they went with. Looks really elegant.
I like how freestanding tubs age well.
Yes, they do. You see, when I said it is a piece of art, it is.
It definitely is.
And again, this one is also front facing. And moving on, we are going to go back to the landing area. So welcome to the landing area. This is the door that opens to the powder section that I said has these two windows, the assemblies that I was talking about. And moving on to this side, you have two bedrooms over here. Let's check them out quickly. And what I really like about these bedrooms is that all of them get the wall-to-wall carpet, and this one faces the back of the property. I forgot to mention that you have the river down on that side, and you can also enjoy the views of the kitchen garden from this side, and you have the bathroom on this side with the water closet, again a tub, and the vanity section.
Yeah, and one thing before you move on, I'd like you to acknowledge the doorknobs. You see the kind of, it's like a crystal ball.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice little feature too.
All the doorknobs, even the one on the front, the main door, looks very unique.
Yeah.
They really look...
they really have unique pieces for the...
And I've just noticed something else that I should have mentioned, that in the bathrooms, you have these wooden planks. You know, sort of makes you feel like you're standing on a deck when you're taking your shower.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means your floor will be wet when you're...
Yes, because the water drains past the planks and into the...
Yeah, and I'm gonna need you to turn on that switch, just this one, just to show them how the switch looks like.
So the switches in this house are very unique. You have this type of switch and there's another one. We're going to show them. So that's how you just pull it up, down, down, up.
Yeah, that's a kind of unique one.
Unique one,
never seen that,
And welcome to this side again, another bedroom space. This one comes with a fire space. You would even use this as a family room if you wanted. And because it gets a big balcony on this side, gets a bathroom on this side, that's why I would call it a bedroom. But it can pass for family room. In fact, let's open this door. Go outside, just breathe the fresh air, enjoy the views of Aberdare, enjoy the views of Mount Kenya on this side, and you can't even see your neighbor from here.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 18 acres, man.
It's 18 acres.
Yeah, the only thing you can see is beyond trees.
Exactly. Exactly. You have so much tree coverage.
Yeah.
And I like that the owner of the property has maintained this property in its natural state.
Yeah.
So you can either choose to have it, and to have it as a restaurant actually makes it it would work really nicely with it being in the natural state as it is.
Yeah.
Instead of having flattened all this vegetation.
Yeah.
Looks very lovely, and I've just realized that I can actually see the cars on the main road from here. I can't hear them. It's quite a distance, about 1.6 kilometers. And the road from the main road to here is all tarmac, So I don't know whether can you see them, Willis?
I don't think I can see them from now, but you can try and get a drone shot of that.
Yes, so you can see the car. That is to say that you're not far off the main road, and you're actually at the middle of Narumoro and Nanyuki town.
Yeah. Like actual middle.
Yes, 13 kilometers on this side, 13 kilometers on this side. So and it's all tarmac all the way. I mean, access is easy. I've just spotted the first neighbor on that side. 18 acres is a lot of land.
Yeah.
My goodness. This is it. Okay, moving on. Back inside, back at the landing, you have the staircase on this side. This will take you to the foyer, and on this side you have the door opening to the primary bedroom closet. One of the best naturally lit closet spaces that you have seen. And I like how the wardrobes are pulled back to the wall. They are not on your face. It is spacious enough for a big island over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is quite interesting that you can tell that they are minimalist because they don't have a lot of wardrobes going on.
Yeah.
I think they didn't think they'd need that much clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And I actually like how they didn't even put an island. They just left it open.
Yeah.
Because that flow sort of, makes the space looks better. And on this side, you have the bed space. I like that they went with wooden floors for their bedroom. And you have a fire space on that side. I can only imagine how nice it would look being in your bed here and the fire lighting up over there. Then you have windows facing the riverside, and I think from this side you'd enjoy views of Aberdare's. From your bed you can see Mount Kenya. I believe from here you can actually see Lenana. How amazing is that?
I mean, that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
This is, for me, I would even want to have a bigger a picture window here so that I can frame the views of
right? And I don't know, you can pan to the window. I want to show them the same switch that you use for the lights is the same that you use for your curtains. So I was hoping that Willis can pan to the window. There you have the window the curtains that is going down. So motorized curtains have been there for a long time, and you can see that you can get the same even with this odd switch. I think I would go for this kind of switch for my house.
They feel nice on your hands.
Yes, they do, yeah. And talking about minimalism, you can see how they tried. This is a big space from the closet to the bed space.
Yeah.
But because of how they have shared out the space, they have sort of brought it to scale.
Yeah.
And I feel that sort of adds warmth to it.
Yeah. I also love the color combination in this room.
Exactly. It's really good. And moving on to this side, you have these double doors opening to the bathroom area, and the first thing you see is this medicine cabinetry over there, and you have your water closet bidet on that side. Bathroom is actually front facing of the property. You have a spacious his and hers vanity and the freestanding tub. From the tub you have views of Mount Kenya. I mean, the picture windows on this side. Guys have been telling you about how to set a tub, and this is how you set a tub.
Yes, definitely. You know me, freestanding tub first of all, views second of all. I mean, this is a winner for me. I don't think there's anything I should add to this.
Exactly.
And again, see how freestanding tub they age well.
Yes, they do. When well maintained, they look spectacular. I remember there's a property went to, and he said, I should have done the bathtub by the window, and the person on the shoulder was like, what do you mean? But you see, the idea of it all is that you get to maximize on your outdoors. There is no need for you to have this kind of property and you can't enjoy the outdoors from, all your spaces.
Yes. The bathtub, you spend a lot of time in the bathtub. So it will make sense to have something to look at other than your phone or, your laptop or something like that.
Exactly.
It will make sense to have views to look at and as you're maybe sipping your wine. And
you can watch the moon, you can watch the mountains,
the stars.
Amazing. This is amazing. I also like how they added these wooden planks so that you don't trip when you're getting off your tub space. This was quite genius. Then you have this door on this side that opens to your balcony space. This is the balcony space that is shared with the studio, and you can see how well these elements are supposed to be shared out. That is why for me the downstairs would work well as an office, and maybe the upstairs would work as if I'm an artist, it would be my studio, or if maybe my lovely wife would use it as a studio. You see how it makes sense now when it's connected. She can just wake up for even 3 a.m. and just come into that room and do her creative works anytime she wants. When the inspiration hits. For those of you who might have read the book Fountainhead, know very well that the main bedroom of Raymond was connected to the studio, rather the art gallery, and he would take his favorite guest there, which it's go read that book. It's
alternatively you can just have your bodyguard using that as their room so that they can easily access you whenever.
Your bodyguard, your caregiver. Perfect positioning. And from this balcony I can hear the sound of the river. Sounds so beautiful. You can enjoy your gardens, as Willis mentioned earlier. If these gardens are well manicured, it will look really good. And you can also enjoy the views of the mountains. My goodness, the mountain is calling my name. I just want to be there.
You have already conquered that mountain, so I don't.
You can't conquer the mountains. The mountain conquers you. That's what happens. Anyone who have been up a mountain will tell you that it's a divine moment. So, and you can't have enough in terms of divinity. So that's why I keep going back. You get 18 acres, you get a very spacious house, 7 bedrooms, and you get a river on this side. You can use it to farm and this will be a farmhouse. You can use it as a, just a holiday home, or you can use it as just a resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see how even just, renovating this and using it as a B&B, the annex can be booked separately and the main house can be booked separately.
Yes, exactly.
That will definitely work.
And over time, you can add a few cottages.
Yes, even by the river.
Yes,
yeah.
That would be, and all of them would have the views of either Aberdare or Kenya.
And the good thing, you have the staff quarters far away from the main house. The people who are actually living here wouldn't feel like there's someone on their face every time.
That is true.
Yeah.
And it's actually it's far from the main road. The drive down is quite a distance. From the main road, you can't see the house.
Yes, you can see the house, despite how big it is.
Exactly. So, it's 18 acres of land. You can hide yourself in here.
Yeah.
So make that call to Ray, and it would be nice to bring you back to Nanyuki for you to see this area. And thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Please, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, and if you like what you have watched, give us a like. See you on the next one.
Bye.